Hey guys, what's up? It's Rygar the Destroyer, and today we're going to be taking a look at Kelly from the Mattel 6-inch Halo line. She's really cool, but before we take a closer look at her, let's go ahead and take a look at her packaging. Here it is. It's pretty standard for the Halo or Mattel Halo line. The figure would have been displayed here. Nothing else really on the front. Really nice picture of the action figure here on the side. On the back, it shows the figure without the armor. All of the armor pieces you should get, and a picture of the action figure herself. Picture down here of the Build-A-Figure and the other figures that were out at this time. The only new ones are Kelly and Fred, and I'll talk about why that's irritating. This whole thing is irritating later in the review, but let's go ahead and take a look at the figure itself. So Kelly here stands at, let's see, 6 1/4 inches tall, so she'll fit right in scale with your other Mattel Halo figures. She does come with a couple accessories here, and we'll show them. The first one here is her shotgun. Tons of detail on here, tons of nice paintwork, looks great, fits in her hands well, which is nice, and it has a weapons peg. The figure does come with 2 weapon pegs, one for the shotgun and one for her other accessory, which is the Magnum. It's the one that we've already seen before that's too big. It looks a little weird. You can see that compared to the shotgun. It's a little bit too big. It's not a huge deal, but it is a little frustrating that they, couldn't make it more size accurate. But it's not a huge deal, I guess. Both fit in our hands well and are well detailed. One thing that does really frustrate me though is this. This is the crawler snipe head. It's part of the Build-A-Figure. And as I mentioned before, there's only 2 new figures coming out in this wave, and each one comes with 1 Build-A-Figure part. But if you see on the back here, that's a full crawler snipe figure. So what they want you to do is either swap out these parts on your original crawler figure, or I guess rebuy all of these, buy all of these figures, even the ones you already have, to build a complete figure of that, or go online to like eBay or something and buy spare parts to put it together. Either way, I would have been happier, honestly, if they didn't include this. It's just frustrating to me that they expect you to rebuy figures you've already purchased to get a full figure, or swap it out. It doesn't leave a good taste in my mouth, so really frustrated about that. But let's go ahead and move on and talk about the figure, which at first I was almost not going to buy. I had heard some really negative things about the figure, but overall, honestly, the figure itself is pretty great. It does have some minor problems, and I'll point them out, but nothing like some of the horror stories that I've been hearing about the figure. So honestly, the only problem I have is a kind of floppy head. The joint in the head is not tight enough, so it does flop around when you shake the figure. But it's not, so loose that you can't pose the head where you want it. So I'm willing, honestly, to overlook that small problem. And frankly, McFarlane did the same types of things. So we should basically already be used to that. Not that we should have to put up with that, but, that's a totally different thing in itself. As far as the articulation of the head, it's a double ball peg with a nice range of motion. She's got ball hinge shoulders that do swivel 360, a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows with a nice range of motion. Then she's got swivel wrists with a hinge. Feels like a double ball peg here in the torso with a nice range of motion, front and back, side to side, and then the swivel, of course. T-jointed hips. Unfortunately, you do have to kind of pull her leg out to the side a little bit, but because of to get it to pull forward as much as possible. But because of the thigh swivel, you don't notice that. It does go out to the side very far, and doesn't go very far back because of the problems that were already on the first wave of figures. So that's kind of what I expected. She's got double jointed knees, which have a nice range of motion, and then she's got hinged ankles with an ankle rocker. So overall, is this figure worth buying? I would say that if you like Halo figures and you're interested in completing, you know, the Spartan teams, it's definitely a figure that's worth picking up. The problems that I have with it are you know, fairly minor, aside from the or crawler snipe, excuse me. You know, aside from that, and it's not a huge deal. I guess we did get an extra piece of plastic in the packaging with it. So, if you do like, you know, Halo, this is a good figure. So if you have any comments or questions, please leave it down in the comment section below. And I guess I'll see you later.